What's poppin', y'all? Welcome to another episode of Friday Nights Live with your girl, me, Raquel Harris. I'm so excited to bring you two amazing guests tonight. They are businesswomen, mothers, and they are the founders of the intimate skincare product and brand ConditionHer. Wendy Roseberry and Eugenia Marshall are going to be joining me tonight, and they're going to tell you all about this amazing product that you need to know and love and support, okay? Now, for the first half, because I do have two guests today, and Instagram, they ain't got their duo screens up and ready to go yet. So for the first half of the interview, I'm going to be talking to Wendy Roseberry, and then for the second half, I'm going to be talking to Eugenia Marshall. So without further ado, let's go ahead and kick this off with Wendy Roseberry whenever she jumps in. And yes, come on, y'all better be popping up in here. All right, so whenever Wendy hops in, we are going to go ahead and start the interview. But yeah, I mean, like I said, ConditionHer, that is an external use only, okay? Conditioning cream for the top of your vulva, so where your hair grows, okay? But they're going to tell you more about that, but there's so many benefits. I think I just saw her jump in. What's
Yes,
in?
yes, Black women on time, right on time. Yes.
Tact is my middle name.
Listen,
Okay?
I'm trying to get my lighting. I'm not at my home, which, I'm on a little staycation, so I'm trying to get my lighting together. Am I looking okay?
You do. You look awesome.
I'm single in these streets, girl. I got to always keep it together.
No, girl, listen, for the people who don't know, y'all ain't seen Wendy's body, baby. I'm trying to, listen, you are the inspiration for me, Wendy, okay? Literally, the first I was like, that ass, but that ass.
Child, when my competition is about 10 years younger than me, like yourself, probably 10, 12, we got, you my competition, babe. I got to keep it together. When you get in these, mid 40s, we got to keep up with you youngins, because,
Listen,
we still out here.
I'm trying to, girl, but first and foremost, congratulations, ConditionHer. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to try. Again, y'all, these beautiful earrings, and she gave me this product of hers. I'm so excited to talk all about it. But so we're gonna hop right into it. So tell us exactly what ConditionHer is and how you came up with this idea.
Okay, so ConditionHer is a daily use moisturizing cream. It is scientifically formulated for external intimate areas. Namely, it was formulated for the vulva. Now, folks, I know that's a new word to some of you. Come on through education. Come on through second grade, human sexuality, body parts class. But just a quick little reminder, education for y'all that have never used the term. Shout out to all my peoples I see in the comments giving it up for us. But the vulva is the external part of a woman's intimate area, okay? We tend to call it the vagina and lots of other things. But for Education 101, the vagina, folks, is internal. That's the internal canal that leads to your cervix. So the vulva is everything external, okay? That's the labia minora, majora, the clitoris, all the stuff y'all fellas can't seem to find most of the time, but I'm talking about all that external good stuff that we need y'all to locate. That's what this product is for, externally. So, a lot of folks don't realize that area needs moisture. And we've been for years, because there's nothing like on the shelf that was made for that. We've been using like regular lotions, and ladies, don't lie. We know you've been spraying your Vicky's Secret, you've been spraying your perfume between your thighs, right on top of your underwear line. All of those things seep into your skin. So I'll take up my little ConditionHer tube. Shout out to Kendra Dandy, who designed this tube, a Black woman. It is Black History Month. We're going to roll into Women's History Month, so we shouting us out today. And I see my girl Vanessa Williams, yes, the Vanessa Williams up in here, who is probably our #1 fan, and I love Vanessa and folks like that. So anyway, folks, just to give you, it's cream-based. We'll do the little YouTube demo. It's cream-based, so it's like a lotion, right? And it's not greasy. It feels great. It's unscented, so fellas, don't worry. Matter of fact, the unscented part has posed an issue because men can't seem to keep their hands off of their women's products in the bathroom, from the hair shampoo and all the stuff. I don't care if it smells like girl, they'll use it. And so they picked this little tube up and got curious because they probably thought it was about something, a sexual function, because they saw a little cootie coo here, saw a little V in virtue. And they were like, oh, it does what? Oh, it eliminates, and this is what this product does. Number one, it's health and wellness, ladies. It's helping you maintain your pH balance, okay? If you're a grown woman and you don't know about pH balance, sis, there's a whole lot of education you might need to do before you can pick this product up. You need to have a little consultation with your gynecologist, or just pick up the book and do some reading. But basically, it's helping you maintain your pH balance. Yes, it's for external. So how might you say? Like I said earlier, everything that we use, that skin in that area is very thin. And everything we put there, it does penetrate the skin. And it can alter what's going on internally. So this is penetrating the skin and doing the Lord's work, doing what we want it to do, helping maintain that pH balance. So we're helping give the MAP, the moisturized and pH balance, to help you maintain the WAP. And I don't think I need to explain what the WAP is. So you understand the process. So it's maintaining your pH balance. It is getting rid of those unsightly, annoying, ingrown hairs. And that's a big thing for women. And it does one thing that we didn't know. And so you won't find that on the back of our tube yet, because we didn't know. But we found out from our lovely community and customers that it eliminates chafing almost immediately. And so that was a big thing. Like I like to think I'm slim thick, but my little thighs don't quite touch, yet. I'm saying I'm out here trying to eat my mashed potatoes, get a little thicker, But they don't, and I don't cycle. I'm not a cyclist, and I don't run. And so those are also communities. You don't have to just be thick 'em in the thighs to chafe. Lots of cyclists and runners chafe. And so that community has embraced it, as well as men who, again, back to the men, you read it and then you smelled it like, it don't smell like nothing. So you were like, and yes, it works. It works. It took away the sensitivity after you shaved. It also eliminated your razor bumps. And for y'all with a little beard, y'all done went on like this, and you took your little comb and was like, oh, shucks, this is working. So fellas, don't worry. We're working on Condition Him. And shout out to my gay boys who was like, girl, I'm trying to manscape. I'm putting it right down here too. I need to soften. I don't think I said what it also does is it helps soften the presence of pubic hair if you keep it. So there's a lot of little, things that it does. It is a health and wellness product. This is not necessarily a sex product. This is health and wellness. We have 7 and 8-year-olds that use it because, yes, they chafe and they have issues. Just like we have 80-year-olds who use it. I don't want to hear I have sensitive skin, I have eczema. Check, we've got that. Got a lot of, it's excellent for sensitive skin. Sebaceous cyst, check, we got you. So, and of course, if you're worried, check with your gynecologist. But I think our I'll wait and see if it's a question, but I'll let you keep asking your question. So,
Okay.
No. But that's what it is, you guys. It's a daily use moisturizing cream for your external parts, namely your vulva. But folks have learned that it also works great under your arms after shaving and on your legs after shaving. So all of those are places that I consider intimate. They're on your body, and they're great for use in those places.
Awesome. Well, like I said, I'm so excited to try it. Let me know if there's any static. Is it coming from?
It just cleared up as soon as you asked about it. And definitely, girl, I am off the clock now. I'm over here on wine 30. So we gonna sip, y'all.
It's Friday, so do what you need to do. But like I said, I know you outside of you being an entrepreneur.
Yes.
At the same time, you're a mother, you're a businesswoman. So how did the idea for Condition Her come about? Like, what inspired you, and what were you like? How did you say to yourself, you know what, I want to make an intimate skincare product and help my sisters out?
So basically, you know that I'm an employed entrepreneur and I still punch a clock. So what time is it, y'all? Let me make sure I'm actually official. Yep, it's 6:08. I'm off at 6. We up in here. So I am now Wendy Roseberry, the entrepreneur, and not Miss Berry, the television marketing executive. So I get to switch hats. So, it's a lot of my business partner. She's in the comments, Eugenia Marshall. She's going to jump on with you next. But we always say, people are like, how do you balance? And you're like, you don't. You juggle. It's an even exchange of balancing. Like just when you think you got all balanced, something throws you a monkey wrench, a relationship issue, a family issue, anything, your neighbor's too loud. So it's a constant battle. Juggle and balance act. My son is older. I have a man child. My son will be 25 this year. Mm-hmm. And so, it's a little, he's moved on during COVID. He's moved to Phoenix and living his best life, pursuing music career and working for my brother. So it's a little different. And my business partner's kids are grown, although they're still in college. So, they're still in mommy's pockets heavy. So she's got a freshman in college and a junior in college. And so shout out to my babies because I love her children like my own. And shout out to my son, Christian. But yeah, we do it. And we do it. Gina's job is different from mine. She deals with numbers and people's money. And so, but we find every moment, we take meetings up until 9 a.m. in the morning before we start our regular jobs. We take lunch meetings. We take days off if we have to. We do it after work, every moment in between. And we have an awesome team that we're building, and they kind of help us push through. Shout out to Amanda, our publicist, who helped us get this coordinated, who you also knew outside of being our publicist. So
absolutely.
that's what's happening.
Talk about the FDA portion of it, because I thought that was so interesting. I listened to your interview from a Black woman, and I thought that was so dope. Like I said, or like Wendy said as well, this is a Black owned and operated business. You're a biochemist, you're packaging, Black women. Okay, so and your is located in Europe specifically for specific reasons. I would love for you to touch on why.
Sure. So yeah, like you said, our entire team, we're a Black woman-owned company, but we're also a woman-owned and operated company. Our biochemist has a PhD in biochemistry. She is the head of biochemistry at the university that she works out in Europe. She is a magnificent chemist. The majority of the products when I met her, she was making an organic toothpaste, but the majority of her products have been made for cancer patients. So if that gives you any implication of the level of sensitivity put into this product, there's that. And so so shout out to our chemists. But what we learned along the way, as you're making products like this, and we weren't the first to market that were targeting moisturizing the vulva area. There's other brands that made it, and they're all oil-based products, to each his own. I want this moisturizing cream. I know that it penetrates the skin differently. But one of the beautiful things about making and manufacturing in Europe is that European Union don't play no games. They ain't out here playing no reindeer games with their beauty and cosmetic products. You must be tested and pass the tests to leave Europe, to actually be exported. And so there were lots of stability tests, skin testing that we had to go through. We have a natural product. Lots of people claim natural, but when you look at the percentage, like we're like 87.7% natural, and that's as natural as you can get for the most part with the type of product that we're making with the ingredients. All of our ingredients are on the positive list. So if you get into, when you start looking into FDA, so just to give you context, the FDA, our FDA here, and I don't want to piss them off because we need to, hey FDA,
right?
They don't require such testing for beauty products here, and that's why you hear folks like Jessica Alba, owner of Honest Brand, and folks really fighting and really trying to get the FDA to go ahead and be more to scrutinize and be, I guess, just harsher on people. Because listen, there's a lot of coochie care oils, coochie care products, this and that, to do that. People are selling on the internet, Instagram, no shade, shout out to them. It's all natural. It's an oil. It's made at home. And I know Eugenia is gonna, and I don't want to steal her lines. It's really her line, but she'll explain to you why everything that's natural isn't safe. Doesn't mean it's safe for that particular area of your body. What you can put on your face doesn't necessarily work for that part of your body. Yeah. And so, that's what made us feel very confident, and we feel like it's a differentiating factor from those competitors. So yeah, we're working on getting this product set up to be on the FSA list, the FSA store or the HSA store. So those of you that got that good old insurance, that have flex spending accounts, and you can recoup money when you buy things over the counter, we're working to get ourselves set up and approved for that. So yeah.
No, that's
awesome. What we do.
No, literally, like I said, when I listened to that interview, I was like, the transparency. I think that it's so important, especially for Black businesses, all businesses, period, to be transparent when they're trying to market to a specific group or an audience. So I really applaud you for that. I really, really do. That's something that I was like, okay, cool. Because I know for me, I do have very sensitive skin. So when I was listening to your interview, I was like, cool. I ain't got nothing to worry about. This is going to be great.
Right. We just did an interview the other day with our homegirl, Farah. And when Farah reached out to us and found the product, she reached out and said, listen, I'm pregnant. Is this okay for me to use? And I was able to say, yes. We consulted with our chemist. And yes, these won't harm you. But if you're unsure, take the product to your gynecologist and let them look at the ingredients and let them let you know. And she did just that. And she was fine with it. And so shout out to the women that have actually, reached out and expressed their concern because, listen, when you're asking something to put somebody to put something on their pocketbook, on their little prized possession, a little cootie coo, it's a lot. And women will be like, oh, I've had women be like, oh, I only use shea butter there. I'm like, well, what kind of shea butter? Well, raw shea butter. Well, ma'am, you struggle with ingrowns? Mm-hmm. Well, you're clogging your pores because that particular form of shea butter is not great for that area. You know, the one natural product that a woman could use in that area for moisture, again, it's oil-based, reminds you, oil sits differently, is coconut oil, raw coconut oil. And that's either in virgin, which virgin coconut oil has a scent, or refined coconut oil, which is unscented. And it's the way that they freeze and they store the coconut oil that's a different. I don't know. Virgin, I don't do virgin. It smells like you're cooking, and I don't want to smell like my cooch is cooking. My business partner, she loves the virgin oil. I'm more of a refined girl. So to each his own. But, you know, that is something that it will not typically not upset. And your gynecologist, again, run this stuff by your gynecologist. My gynecologist I'm very close to, so I'll ask her anything. You know, there are folks that are married and you know, for a lube, your gynecologist will tell you can use raw coconut oil internally. Do not put ConditionHer internally, folks. That is not where this is for. And raw coconut oil does not fare well with latex, so do not blame me for any unexpected unplanned pregnancies. I'm just telling y'all what I've learned along this journey.
No, listen, Wendy, come on with the information. So last question, and then we'll jump into Eugenia. So
sure.
ConditionHer has been featured on Love from a Distance, which is hosted by Yama Van Zant, 1111 Magazine, 2190, and so many more. I think that it's excellent. Again, major shout out to you. Was also named the Black Woman Business of the Year in the skincare category. So again, major shout out to you. What does it feel like seeing you go from start to now, having people support you and growing a business? What does it feel like?
Girl, you trying to make me cry.
No, listen, but seriously, like for you, you a mother, you an exec, okay? You are doing it, and like you in these, Wendy. But seriously, like. It's amazing. It's amazing. You seeing your product grow from a baby to now. What's the major payoff? How does it feel?
Man, listen, you guys, I have to just give the word of advice of the day is follow that crazy harebrained idea. My friend the other day texted me, be an entrepreneur, sis. You know, this was this crazy idea that started over drinks with my girlfriends almost 8 years ago. You know, dating a man long distance who preferred a little more hair than I was keeping. And I was like, well, damn, I guess I'm going to have to get, you know, soften some things up. Let me put some hair conditioner down here. And what started as a harebrained idea, I'm a marketer. I couldn't let it go. I kept looking. There was nothing on the market. And so many of you are sitting at home that have, you know, you're adding something in. Shout out to Rihanna with this Fenty because, you know, she's keeping the lip gloss popping. But you done added a whole nother lipstick in your lip gloss and blended it up and done something. And it's popping and people are complimenting. And you're like, if only they made this. You've taken your little scrunchie and you've manipulated it like this. And you've done something like this and tied it. And it holds something just together for the perfect bun. And you're like, if only I could make that. Make it happen. Dig around. Figure it out. You know, check the patent book. See if anybody else made it. What's close. Start collecting things. You know, and figure it out. And that's exactly what we did. We didn't know what we were doing. We are not chemists. We are not gynecologists. We are women that had an idea and that thought it was great. And other women, we found out that we are the product that other women needed but never knew existed. And it really didn't prior to ourselves and some of those that made it before us that proved market viability for us got there. You know, shout out to Beatrice Dixon, who is, you know, the only Black woman on brand sitting on the feminine hygiene care aisle in a Target right now. Shout out to Shantae Lundy, founder of Black Girl Sunscreen, who's the first Black-owned brand sitting on the sun care aisle. You know, we want to be sitting right next to Bea. There's room for all of us. We've never walked in a store and only seen one brand. You know, when we found out people beat us to market, we almost gave up. I cried. I was like, it's over. And I had to remind myself, no, it's not. How many boxes of tampons are on the shelf? Cereal, rice, juices. We got this. They are not us, you know. That you can't do it like us, you know what I'm saying? We doing it. So it fills my heart with joy to know that we launched in June of 2019 after having this idea 7 years prior for the most part, finding our chemists 3.5 years into just the idea and still taking another 3 years, almost 4 years to get the money. And Gina will talk to you about the money and how we got it and all that. But our goal, I'll tell you why I'm so emotional, because our goal as of January 2019, our first 6 months in, was just to sell one tube a day.
Mm-hmm.
And it took the murder of George Floyd and Blackout Tuesday for it to cause a flip. And Gina can talk to you about what that did for us, but it caused a flip, and the sales started pouring in because people wanted to find a way to support Black-owned businesses. And some of those people drilled down and said, we want to support Black women-owned businesses. And we were the recipients of a lot of that. And so it fills my heart whenever I'm doubting and I wake up. I just had a doubt moment recently, like, I don't know if any of my colleagues watching, but they know me. I'm ready. I would like to set myself up to transition out into full-time entrepreneur. And I woke up the other week like, girl, you crazy. You think you're finna step out of your whole little bomb-paid grown woman job, as a single woman living in California, and you got one product? And I had to, adjust my own crown and said, Spank started with one product. Everything we use, Honey Pot Company started with one product.
Sure did.
So it was a quick course correct, and I'm back in it. And so that one idea, the one you can't give up, and every time you hit a roll, you'd be like, but what if this, but this. Keep going, sis. Keep going, bruh. Yeah. And we're grateful and we're thankful, and we're ready to get them sales up to 100 tubes a day and to look like some of our competitors. So this right here that you're doing, the time you're spending and allowing us to tell our story, is what it's all about. This is what helps us. So we want to make sure, and I know Eugenia will share, but you have a discount code for your viewers and your audience. It's 20% off with the code Rocky. It's not case sensitive. It's active now. So go on and spend your little coins. Fellas, if you wondering, go ahead and buy this for your girl. Let her know what you saw. Give her a little Savage Fenty gift card or Victoria's Secret gift card to go with it. And or get her a little gift certificate to her esthetician for her little wax so she can follow up with her ConditionHer. Yes, you can use it right after you wax, right after you laser, right after you shave. And it'll immediately soothe everything out. So I know it's Gina's time, so I want to give up the mic to her because I'm the talker of the bunch. You'll see. She's the smart one. She's the business. I'm the marketing and the customer service, all that. But she's the real MVP because she got our business plan done. She helps us get the money and figure out, because y'all don't want me on the money side. It's going to be a problem.
Again, thank you so much, Wendy. Congratulations. And just as much as you feel like you're happy to be here, I'm so honored for you to be here. Like I said, you were the first, when I was at, where we worked at.
Yes.
Literally, I was like, oh my gosh, seeing a Black woman be at that height in her career moved mountains for me. And I've strived to do everything that I want to do within my career because of women like you that I've seen in my career. So I shout you out, more Black. And it's gonna, listen, everything that you want, it's gonna come down into.
Thank you.
Or so, but
yeah. You see that future husband? Say that again. You hear that future husband? What we gonna say? Hear that? Listen, husband, you hear that out there, husband?
Yeah. He's like, I need a businesswoman, okay? High value.
But listen, let me tell you really quickly too. You have to have me back when you're doing a show on imposter syndrome and you speaking about what I did in my day job and how I got there, how I didn't know what the hell I was doing and how much I had to learn on the job. But I want to praise you because I've seen your evolution. I've seen you working within the confines of a hit daytime talk show and in that whole space, and and we try to keep our business and personal completely separated, but it all lends to this conversation. I've seen you rise and grow and become a personality yourself, in all sorts of different variations and forms. So shout out to you, boo, for taking the lessons that you learned in that environment and making them work for you.
Yeah,
you the star.
Thank
How
you.
about that? How about that?
Thank you. No, for real. Okay. Like, thank you. It's been a journey, girl. But
yes, I know. We all still on it.
Yes, I appreciate you. And again, y'all, go follow, go support, go love on ConditionHer because it is not
thank you, boo.
Down. But thank you so much.
No, thank you. I will meet you at the top, girl, or I will pull you up there with me. Okay.
Love you so much. Bye.
Happy Friday. Bye, sweet.
All right. Y'all, I'm an emotional person too, but I'm just like, whoo, Lord, keep it together, y'all. But I'm going to wait until Eugenia hops on to the ConditionHer Instagram. So, but yeah, y'all, please, like Wendy said, I do have a 20% off discount code. Go buy now, okay? But if you don't want to use the discount code, buy full price because Black women deserve it, period, point blank, okay? So we're going to wait until she hops on in. But like I said, I'm so excited to try this. And, you know, just make sure that you guys are taking care of that. Just like Wendy said, is for the vulva, the top of your, not the inside, the external part of your vajayjay, okay? So she just hopped in. And we're gonna wait because this, what's poppin'?
What's up?
Hello. It's a pleasure to IG virtually meet you.
As you can see, I'm still in the office. Okay, so this is the life of an entrepreneur, the real life of an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. I want to back off of what Wendy was talking about in regards to ConditionHer kind of growing into its height during the pandemic after George Floyd. Can you touch on that? And then I'll kind of start off on my other questions.
Well, one of the big things that people don't realize is that George Floyd, what it opened up for us is that it opened up an opportunity for us to reveal that we were Black, because we hadn't revealed that we were Black. And we have been on the fence about that, because when you're making a product that's for women of all colors, and it deals with hair, right? So it deals with hair. So we knew that people would assume that it was only for, that hair is different on individuals, and it's not. And that this product was actually bigger than just hair. It was about hair. It was about wellness. It was about, female health, about issues that a lot of women have and don't really talk about. And so when we came to the realization, after the George Floyd incident, we were like, we have to tell people we're Black. We're a small Black business. We need, we want to join in this momentum. And then it felt self-serving. So then we had to have a whole nother conversation about, what do we do about this? How do we take the now attention that we're getting as a small Black business, and we don't really know, this came from somebody dying. So, you know what I mean? Like we were on the fence about that. And so what we did is we decided, we're going to show people, we're going to basically use our platform and share our stage and show people how they should support Black business. So when the eyes got turned to us, we turned the eyes right back around, just like Wendy and I do all the time, because Wendy is a giver. I'm a giver in a different space. I call myself the spook by the door, because I am the only Black in my space, typically the only Black female in my space, in my firm, executive. And so, we're often sharing that, we always try to find ways to share our experiences. And this journey has been a big one, So like I said, in that George Floyd incident, we were like, you know what? How do you help a Black business if you don't have the money to help? How do you do that? And we were like, you know what? You share their post. You send a text message. You buy it for somebody else. We gave people like a mantra of how to support a Black business and how to support your friends. So it was definitely a really interesting experience, and I know it's going to be in our journey one day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it all. So taking it back to the beginning, Wendy calls you up. She spits this idea to you. What was it like for you? What was the initial conversation like? What was your first reaction to it?
My first reaction was like, okay, because when she first called me, the name was Shampussy, okay? The name was Shampussy, and I was like, I don't know, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I'm in finance. I don't know how that's going to work with, throwing the Shampussy everywhere. So, and then one day she called me, like Wendy's an ideator, right? So she's a natural creative. And so she comes up with ideas all the time. And so, and great ideas, not just like little ideas, but great ideas. And so, when she hit me, I was like, okay. And she was like, well, Gina, I have the perfect name. And I was like, what? And she was like, ConditionHer. And I was like, that's it. Then, me, the businesswoman in me, I went to the trademark, you know what I mean? I went to see if it was trademarked. I went and saw the other things. And I was like, okay, that's it. I was like, now we have something bigger than just an idea. The idea and the name, it matches. It's like serendipitous, so that's when we knew it was, it was something it was going to be bigger than than just an idea.
Absolutely. No, I listened, like I told Wendy, I listened to you guys' interview on Buy from a Black Woman, and she said that you're the money, the business person, and like you said, Wendy is the creative. She has these big, broad ideas, but you said that it's important to have someone in your corner that can know how to tell you no, but in a graceful way.
I do that
What
for a living. I tell athletes and entertainers no for a living. Like when they want to buy this, I'm like, no. so, so that's what I do for a living. So it's definitely an interesting dynamic to have an extreme creative and then an extreme logical.
And so what is that like? Because like you said, you referred to Wendy more as your sister, not your best friend. She is your sister friend. So what is it like working in a space where you're now having a business with your friend? Because I know sometimes that can be really difficult. A lot of times it can be very, very difficult. But what are some of the challenges, and what advice would you give to someone who does want to start a business with their friend or a family member, whoever?
Well, I think one of the big things for me is that anytime you're starting a business, so I'm going to tell you this from being a woman who's run a lot of businesses in my life, get the percentages straight first, right?
Mm.
So when we first came to the table, Wendy was like, it's 50-50, dog. And I was like, no, Wendy. I was like, I'm not just your friend. I'm your sister. And I'm a businesswoman. And I was like, this was your idea. Okay. And so we negotiated that. And I was like, okay, this is fair. And she was like, I don't know about that. And I was like, no, it's fair. And so since once we were able to get that done, then I was able, we were able to set up our businesses, and set up the structure and, do all of that. Once we were able to do all of that, and then we started shopping it. And so like working in finance, we have lots of relationship between Wendy and I. We know everybody. I feel like we know everybody Black. I say that all the time. I'm like, you don't know him? Do you know this person? I like, sometimes I'll be at the bank and I'll take a picture of somebody. I'll be like, Wendy, do you know him? She'll be like, no. I'll be like, well, we know everybody. I'll tap the dude. I'll be like, yo, who are you? Because I've never seen you before and neither one of us know you. So long story short is we know a lot of people. So we didn't think it would be very difficult to get the money, right? So once we got the chemist and everything seemed to be working together, we thought getting the money would be easy. So we, put together a beautiful deck. That's my thing. We worked together. She got the creative pop words. I got the creative photos because I am slightly a creative as well. So we come together and beautiful deck. I got financials, 3-5-year projections. I have, what it's going to cost us, what we feel like we're going to do, how we're going to spend the money, so forth and so on. So we have that all built out, beautifully laid out, better than most of the companies that I see, when I'm doing it as a professional at the largest business management firm in the world, right? So I'm like, okay, our stuff is together. When you sit down in front of a man and try to pitch a female product, you can't imagine what that's like, because you have to start with a place, in a place of just education, right? So they don't know any of the issues that we have with our bodies. And what's crazy is Wendy loves the woman, Sarah, who started Spanx. And that's almost her same thing. She was told no by the person who helped her produce her product at first, until it kind of sat with him in a way that he went and talked to the women in his family. So then they are the ones who said, oh yeah, that would do well, So can you imagine a product that is actually for female wellness, and almost a self-care product, a product that is making sure that you don't have the ingrowns that are uncomfortable and look, can lead to scarring and little dark spots. And so, it's those things that we care about ourselves, like when we're in the bathroom alone, like, so can you imagine trying to sell that to a man and say, you know what, give me $150K. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Show me the money.
Absolutely. Well, no, like I said, I give you guys the flowers. I'm so, like I said, excited to try ConditionHer. One amazing thing about this being a Black woman-owned and operated business, according to Forbes, Black women are one of the fastest growing communities of entrepreneurs. And despite all of that, still we rise, no matter what we get thrown at us, okay? Period, point blank. Right. In your opinion, why is it so important to highlight, promote, and support Black women businesses and brands?
Because most of the women that you are seeing are bootstrapping. Okay, we are not the only female bootstrappers, because one of the amazing things that, Wendy is great at, because, Wendy is a talker. Wendy Wendy gave my bar stool away in Russia. I was like, we are in Russia and you done met somebody and you over here and made a whole friendship. Like, and you done gave her the one bar stool in this whole airport that I just went to the bathroom. I come back, my bar, she's like, my friend. I'm like, your friend? Are you serious? But long story short, she understands at a very core level the importance of community, right? So one of the things that we were able to do very early on is get into a lot of organizations and things like that to help us find women like us. And so in these organizations, one of the things that I found is that we all have similar stories. You know, we just recently did our first conference called Conversations She Made That, where we actually put women on display like us that we've met along our journey that are first time founders. And it was crazy to see how common we were. Like, I mean, when I asked them, what was your first, I asked each person the same question because I just wanted to know from a personal perspective and for our own development, who was your first employee? I wanted to know, you know, like who was the first person when you finally decided to break bread and pay somebody else? Who was the person that you brought on? And it was, the irony is that it was a marketing person in every single business. It was a marketing person. And the one that it wasn't actually changed us and changed our mindset because she said her, and this is the person who was the lead speaker. So this is the person who's on making millions of products, you know, and in Target stores across the nation. She said an FDA consultant. And the lights came on. I was like, whoa. Because, you know, like I said, you can be in business, but when you're in a new territory, you're learning on the go. Like we learned so much about trademarks. We learned about patents. We learned about all these things that sometimes people that aren't of color, they've had parents who've owned products. So they're able to get this information right within their family unit. We're having to learn it on the spot because, you know, we are first time manufacturers and creators of an actual product. So all of this stuff is stuff that we're having to find out from our attorney or, you know, and even finding the right type of attorney, because finding the right type of attorney is just like finding the right type of doctor. You know, you don't want to go to your general doctor for a gynecologist, you know, for something dealing with your hoo-ha. You want to go to a gynecologist. So finding the right attorney. So finding a trademark attorney, a patent attorney, you know, all these different attorneys have different lanes and sometimes you need one of each, you know, one in different lanes. And you don't know that as an entrepreneur the first time, unless you take the time to find people like you, you know, if you don't take the time to find people like you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
And blank. One thing like we keep referencing is that you guys are businesswomen, you guys are mothers, you guys work in corporate settings. I want to know, because you guys are moms, what did your kids think when you said to them, hey, you know what, mommy is making her own business? What did they think? Did they give you any insight? What was that conversation like initially at first?
I always share with other mothers because I think I'm very happy with my children. So my daughter is on scholarship at Tennessee State University. She's on the volleyball team. She just joined the conversation. And so proud of her. She's actually going to graduate a semester early. She wants to be a veterinarian. And so I'm super, super proud of her. And she's a hustler, okay? She tried out for the golf team because she was like, Mom, they got money. I'm playing golf.
Okay, listen.
She was like, they got money. I was like, you sure you want to play golf? She was like, Mama, they got scholarship money. I was like, oh, play golf, baby. Play golf.
Right. Do you? Hole in one, girl.
Tee off, baby. Okay, so she's at TSU and just a great young lady, a great young woman that I lean on for counsel at times because she has a really strong head on her shoulders. And then my son is in the engineering program at Auburn. And as a young Black male, you know, watching his journey and you know, him discovering himself and just seeing that whole route is interesting as well. And so I'm very proud of my two kids. But when I got divorced and moved back home to California, one of the things that I realized early because of my mother is that I had to instill in them that we were a team. That everything that I do is for them. And they need to understand that if I'm working this hard, I need, you know, then what can I do as part of this team to help my mom? Because my mom got my back. I know this. I know my mom got your mom. Got my back.
Yeah.
So what can I do for my mom to help her out? Like I used to say, what, your mom is too what? And they used to be like, my mom is too beautiful to be a maid. And I was like, that's right. So y'all better get to cleaning up this room.
Okay, no.
Your mom is what? Too beautiful to be a maid. That's right. And I would, in the car, I would be like, we got to get together, you guys. What are we? Team Marshall. So I got them to understand at a very young age that we were a team. And in everything we do, like my daughter was wearing the earrings you have on. I have another set, but she was wearing the earrings that she had on, and she was cute that day. So she took a photo shoot, and she was like, Mom, post me somewhere because I got on the earrings. She's thinking like brand our business because we're a team. If it's mama's business, it's my business. So that's what I would tell any mother.
Absolutely. Listen, and that's just so important when it comes to just the family unit of the Black community, period. That is just, everything that you're giving me, I'm taking it in for the day that I one day have a family. I love that. I really, really do. Last
girl,
question.
you can't even understand the conversation I had to have with my boyfriend. You know what I mean? I gotta give you this one because this is deep. This is really, really deep. Okay, so we had you know what I mean? I'm just in a mood, so I'm like, let me just go ahead and share this because I think it's deep. I think it's deep, and I think a lot of female entrepreneurs that are in relationships, they need to know how to do this, right? So I've been married before, and I'm very happy in my life. I'm financially stable. Like I have great kids. Like I don't need anything. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I want things. And so I want a healthy, happy relationship. And so I've been with the same person for quite some time. And so I noticed that he never shares the product, right? Mm-hmm. And so I was feeling some kind of way about it. So I was like, and I wasn't going to say anything, right? But I was like, no, I need to address this.
Period.
Right? Because as an entrepreneur and as a woman, you need to be supported.
Yes.
10 toes down. I need to know you got my back like I got yours. If I'm ride or die, I need you to be ride or die times 2.
Period.
And so I had to have a conversation with him about it. So I was like, and I was like, nah, it's bothering me. It's a problem. So I said, I noticed that you don't post and you don't share. Like is there a problem? Mm-hmm. And he felt uncomfortable, but he loves me. You know what I mean? He loves me and he supports me. And he was like, well, when you do events, I'm set up the lights and, I'll put the background up. I'll get your food. I'll go get your coffee if you need it. And I was like, no, but like, you don't share. Like, I need you to share. And he was like, well, and he was having a problem. And I was like, well, this is a deal breaker for me. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm just being real with you, like, I got to really think about it. But this is a deal breaker for me. I was like, it was bothering me. And now like hearing you like scramble for excuses, like I really have like a major problem with this. And it took me saying that. And I think a lot of women need to have that real conversation when they're not feeling supported. It took that real conversation for him to say, baby, you got a vagina product. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? It took that deal breaker conversation for him to be honest and say, I'm a manly man, and I don't know how to have this conversation with the people I know. And if you can help me figure out a way to do that, then I'm open. Absolutely. And I was like, we should never have to get here. If that's your problem, you need to realize that I need to be supported at all times.
Yes.
Period. Or I don't need to be with you.
Okay. No, seriously. And it's funny that you said that because I've had very similar conversations, the same conversation. And it is so, when it comes to women, I think we are just innately wanting to be supportive, nurturing, and make sure that the person that we're with, whether you're a partner or a friend or whatever, we just want to make sure you're good because that's just, especially like you said, I think with men in particular, they're so used to being supported all the time. So, or whether it's, whoever it is, if it's their friends, their family, they're used to receiving acceptance, support. And when a woman is asking, it seems like such a huge task, but it's truly not, because if you just look at that other person as just being a person who needs support, regardless of their, whatever they're selling. Because at the end of the day, like y'all said, men, Condition Him is coming, and you can use it currently with Condition Her on your beard if you have ingrown hairs. There are so many different ways to get around the sex part of it, but neither here nor there. Regardless, I'm glad that it all happened, and conversations have to happen in relationships in order for you to find understanding and comprehension. So shout out to y'all, and
and friendships
yes.
because you can have a weird energy with a friend, when you're in business and you feel like your friend hasn't supported you. And so I just want to say, as an entrepreneur, when you're on this journey and you run into those moments where you don't feel supported by the people that you feel should be supporting you, have those difficult conversations, because there is a root there. There's a root, and it may be one you don't want to hear.
Absolutely. Well, my last question to you would be, what is the best advice that you would give someone who was looking to start a business?
I would say, honestly, look at the business and determine how passionate and how much you love it, right? How passionate you are about it, because the time that it's going to take away from your family, the time that it's going to take away from your romantic life, the time that you have to your leisure time is going to be significant. And so if you don't see yourself being able to fully commit, you shouldn't, because it takes a full commitment, and then a partnership, like with Wendy and I, right? So God put this in our life at the exact moment when it was necessary, right? So I have been working for a major personality as his basically right hand financially for years. Then I left there and I came here. I was recruited to this firm. And so I worked with a partnership at first before we were merged into a larger firm. And I got to work with two amazing partners that have been partners for 25 years. They had been partners longer than they've been married. Than one of them has been married to his wife. And I asked him, I remember I would ask them all the time, like, how do you guys do it? Because I would see their energy in meetings, right? And I remember Bernie saying, he was like, Gina, he was like, when you have a partner, he was like, you're rarely going to come into those moments where you both are extremely passionate about something. It's going to be a rare occasion, like where you and I both are extremely passionate about something. So I've always, and Michael and I have always had the understanding that if he's passionate about it, let it go. If I'm passionate about it, let it go. He was like, and it's those rare opportunities, those rare instances where we both are passionate and we have to duke it out.
Yeah.
But that's going to be rare moments. That's not going to happen all the time. So as partners, I went in with that understanding and sharing that with Wendy, right? So Wendy will do something and she'll be super passionate about it. And, even from the outside looking in, like our friends, they'll be like, you let her just, because she's passionate about that. And I understand that. And as her friend and her partner, I let her have that, because that's something that she is passionate about. And if she is that passionate about it as her partner, I can back up, because I'm not that passionate about that. However, there are moments where I'm extremely passionate about something and she does the same. And it's because our lanes are quite different that we're able to do that on another level. So since I'm more finance, operational, things like that, and she's more creative, publicity, marketing, it's very easy for us to keep those lanes. But there are moments where we both are passionate and we duke it out. We duke it out. And then she'll be like, okay. All right. Well, I'll meet you halfway. And I'll be like, okay, that works for me. You know what I mean? And we'll be like, okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And we work it out. And then the other thing that really helps us, just like it helped them, is that there was a genuine love and admiration of each other and respect, because the respect can never be lost, right? Yeah. So when you love and you admire and you actually respect your partner, you're going to be in a much better place. because you can't always get what you want, and you can't always, you can always have a say, but you're not always going to get your way. Bernie taught me that.
Listen, we're not just talking about condition her. We're talking about conditioning our lives, okay? Our personal life. I'm trying to literally, seriously, like I told Wendy, it does so much to see Black women doing what you are doing. And it really ignites a fire, a bigger flame within myself to keep going and doing what I'm doing. So again, thank you so much, Eugenia. Shout out to Wendy as well for coming onto this show.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for sharing your crown, because I saw you guys passing around the crown earlier, and I was like, look at them sharing the crown. You were like, no, you take the crown. And she was like, no, you take the crown. And she was like, no, you take the crown. So thank you for sharing your crown with us. It's been a pleasure. And like I said, this is the type of support that women, like us, like the founders of ConditionHer, look for, is for our friends and people who know us, and our publicist, our amazing publicist. She gets out there and she gets it for us too. So we're just really, really thankful to be in a place where we're growing, and then we're able to share our growth and our story. We do that with conversations because we have a similar platform that we use. And it's growing, and it's just it's like I said, the biggest blessing for Wendy and I is for us to help other people, because we're both givers. And so that's even an interesting dynamic, to be both very different. However, we're both extreme givers. So I think that also helps us. And Wendy, I know she wants me to mention, Rocky is the 20% discount code.
Oh, no. I got y'all. Trust me, I got a whole little wrap up at the end of this. But no, definitely, y'all, the 20% discount is active now. You can go buy ConditionHer right now. However, if you don't want to buy the discount code or use the discount code and you want to buy full price, baby, that you can do that too, okay? Because
talk to them.
Okay, Black women deserve full price. Period. Always.
Buy it for your friends. Buy it for your mama. It's really good for women going through menopause, because they get a little dry, And we're gonna post our conference, because there's some ways to fix that. Because we got offered a little discount G-shot, a shot to the G spot, by one of the people that we had on the show. Girl, I was like, what? You do what? I was like, sign me up. Sign me up. Where I sign up?
No, really? I'm like, okay, wait a minute. We're getting into listen.
Do that one
y'all have to come
move,
back.
Girl.
No, for real though. Well, thank you so much, Eugenia. This has been so amazing. Shout out to y'all again. Thank you so much. Support ConditionHer. Support these two ladies. Happy Friday, and I hope you have an amazing weekend.
You too.
See you. All right, y'all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Amazing. Shout out to Wendy Roseberry and Eugenia Marshall. They are killing the game. Go follow ConditionHer at ConditionHer. You can buy ConditionHer at ConditionHer.com. And then also major shout out to my girl Amanda Archangel for setting this all up. She is out here killing the game when it comes to PR and publicity. Amanda, I don't know if you're still out there, but shout out yourself, all right? Thank you. I see you guys all in here still. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. Again, this will be posted on Instagram, and it'll also be posted on YouTube. And once again, ConditionHer is only $29.99. I have a promo code that is active right now. If you use Rocky, there is not case sensitive. You can just type in ROCKY and you got it, okay? 20% off just like that. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me for another episode of Friday Nights Live with Rocky Harris. And happy Friday. Love you guys so much, and see you next time.